The victim of what prosecutors say is a Richland County hate crime is speaking out. He spoke late this afternoon, just hours after prosecutors detailed their case against 34-year-old Jonathan Felkel. Now, Jonathan, 34 years old, he was indicted on Wednesday for violating the housing rights of his neighbor, as well as for using a firearm in the commission of a crime. News 19's Megan Daukschis is breaking down all of these details and what the victim and his attorney had to say today.
In July, 34-year-old Jonathan Felkel, who is white, was accused of using a racial slur against the victim, Jarvis McKenzie, who is black. Prosecutors say Felkel then fired his weapon at McKenzie, who was not struck by gunfire. This all happened back on July 17th in a neighborhood in Northeast Columbia, where they both lived. U.S. Attorney for South Carolina, Brian Sterling, says he reached out to the Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott after Felkel was first arrested on how they could help. After a months-long investigation, federal investigators charged Felkel with a firearm violation, claiming the gun was illegally used or possessed in connection to the crime. Felkel faces a charge of violating the housing rights of McKenzie, which is a civil rights violation. After McKenzie's workday, he spoke out regarding the indictment alongside his attorney, Tyler Bailey.
Well, moving forward, I'm glad that the government has stepping up and moving forward with this situation at hand. And maybe we can get something done, moving forward for the state.
McKenzie and his attorney found out Wednesday about the indictment.
I was glad that they had stepped in. It was like, I didn't think that was going to happen. I didn't think that was going to move forward for it.
Richland County has a hate crime ordinance, but the state of South Carolina does not have a law in place. South Carolina is one of 2 states that do not have one. Bailey had this message for legislature regarding bringing a hate crime law to South Carolina.
Most people feel that hate has no place in our community, so I think that if they're judging the political climate, I think they should see from this there's enough out there for the Senate to get a hate crime bill passed and get it on the governor's desk for a signature.
Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott also believes something needs to be done.
But we don't have one statewide. This is an example of why we need to have one statewide. Unfortunately, I have to go to the federal government to get somebody charged with a hate crime. We should be able to do it statewide.
Felkel could face up to 20 years in prison on 2 counts of consecutive 10-year terms. He's still booked at the Richland County Jail. Reporting from Columbia, Megan Daukschis, News 19 WLTX.
Now, right now, it's still unclear at this point the next time Felkel will be in court, but he's also facing multiple state charges as well.